As a national security strategy aimed at preserving the freedom, sovereignty, security and territorial integrity of the country has been launched. President Akufo-Addo launched the documents in Accra, and he said it is consistent with Ghana's security architecture, which will maintain Ghana as open, tolerant, socially cohesive, peace-loving, and upholding the rule of law. Well, let's go on Zoom and speak with Adam Bonah, who's a security expert, to scrutinize the Ghana's new security strategy. Many thanks for your time, Mr. Bonah, as always. First of all, your thoughts on Ghana's new security strategy?
Well, yes, good afternoon. Well, I think it's long overdue. Some of us over the years have written articles, published articles, advocated for a country like ours to have a comprehensive security, safety, strategic policy document. And so as far as I'm concerned, it's something that myself and I believe many others advocated for, because in every democracy, such a document is very important. And so at least for the first time, we have had this document, and I think that it's a step in the right direction if we are going to look within and see how we can finance and implement, the document or implement the strategy as outlined in this strategy.
All right, now, which aspects of the documents would you say is impressive and will eventually benefit the people of Ghana?
Well, there's in no particular order. I think that if you look at the aspect of fighting, small arms, which I thought we could have done better. I thought that instead of using a baseline survey that was conducted in 2000 and call it, 14, we could have had something today to probably ensure that we are all protected. He also talks about human security. There are several aspects of it that, to me, I will not be able to single out and say that this aspect is more impressive. There are areas that I think that should have been looked at well, because for most of them, I would say that these are things that we were expecting to be, so I was personally expecting to be part of a strategic document as this, except the other areas where I think we didn't probably do due diligence, the area that we didn't do due diligence, which I thought we could have done better.
Okay, so could you share some of these areas? Also, on the flip side, some aspects that you find worrying or not really, like you did indicate, that we didn't have a lot of due diligence.
So, for instance, when you look at 2.213, you realize that it talks about small arms, illicit small arms in the country. I think I raised it earlier on, where a baseline approach, a baseline survey conducted in 2014 found its way into this document. But recent happenings tells all of us that you don't have to even conduct a scientific research to know that 9 out of 10 violent crimes that are happening in Ghana are by the use of firearms. If you also look at I think it is 5.3, that talks about crisis response. Crisis response, I think somehow the national security or the policy formulators smuggled in, once again, the joint national security operations, which the Emil Short Commission outlawed, which somehow the white paper was silent on. And so mine is that if you look at the intro talks about the national security and what it's supposed to be doing, evaluating, monitoring, and ensuring that they coordinate security activities in this country. But when you go to crisis response 5.3, it talks about a joint operational center. Does that mean the joint operational center is going to have continue to have the standby force? You look at another session which talks about marine security. With marine security, it says that Ghana is a low-risk country when it comes to marine safety or marine security. As far as I'm concerned, recent happenings don't actually support this as it is captured in what do you call it, the the strategic document. But I think on a whole, it is a good document. We could have done better. The only thing is that it says it needs to be reviewed every 4 years. But most of the things that have been captured here, it needs immediate review instead of saying let's wait and review them in 4 years. A lot of the things are inconsistent with recent happenings.
All right, now, Mr. Wadam, if I let you go, we've seen Rambo-style handling of civilians. Would you say that the strategy addressed the handling of civilians in a better way?
No, it doesn't address it. It rather worsens it. I spoke about crisis response. I spoke about crisis response 5.3 in the strategic document. The 5.3 actually now confirms, tells us that we need to have that Rambo style, brutal style of arresting people at the national security. What do they need? That kind of thing. They call it the joint operational wing at the national security. You don't need it. We have the police. We have immigration. We have all of them. As at when you need immigration to come in, you only have to inform the director of Ghana Immigration that you need personnel to go do some work once you supervise. But at the moment, this document is saying that they can do that with impunity because now it's been launched, it's been accepted, and it can only be reviewed in 4 years. So I'm hoping that Parliament would have to look at some of these things and deal with it. If not, the standby force, which we see at the national security, is not going to go away today.
Again, National Security Minister indicates that, or he promised better national security. From where you sit, how much premium should we put on this statement?
Oh, well, better national security, it is easier said than done, like we say in this country. Better national security is when we go strictly by the Milshot Commission, where, the operational wing of the national security is scrapped, where we have the national security now performing the task that they are mandated to perform by the laws of this country. And so as far as I'm concerned, I don't put any premium on what the national security minister said, because he's been there since the president came into office. He's the national security minister. He's been reappointed as the national security minister. So we wait to see, but I wouldn't put any premium on what he said.
All right, many thanks for your time. Adam Bonaize, security analyst and the CEO of the Security Warehouse Limited.